Hello. Stopping in to do a quick hello for this full moon energy that we have happening. Making sure that I'm actually on my business page. And I'm also on YouTube, Facebook, and YouTube. All right. I know I'm on Facebook. It is a Saturday night, and most people have lives and are probably busy, but I just want to stop in and say happy full moon. We have a lot of energy with this full moon. We're just still kind of coming through the energy that's associated to what they call the Lion's Gate, but there is an energetic energy that comes with it, whether or not you do the Lion's Gate work at all, but there is an energetic energy to it for sure, or else I wouldn't pick it up, but there is. Um, and then we have the moon. So we have both. But I know it's late. It's like 8:30. Late. I know it's late, but I wanted to just stop in and say happy full moon and just check, see where everyone is, how you're doing through this crazy energy. We do have a lot of energy with the resonant sound as well, and we have a lot of solar flare energy. We have all those planets that are in retrograde. Like, it's not your fault if you're feeling kind of wonky today. It's nothing you're doing. The energy is all over the place. Hi, Candace. I am doing I'm doing well. Nice to see you too. Nice to see you. So, um, hello everyone who's on Facebook, and of course we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube at the same time. I was coming in and then not coming in, and I was setting up about 7 o'clock, and then my friend called and we had a conversation. And then I said, you know what, maybe I won't come in tonight, but yeah, I decided I would stop in. So here we are. Hi Jojo, welcome. I all the rest of the names. Let's see. Let's see who we have. Hello, Mary and Ellie and Carlene and Brenda and Edie and Liz. Hello. You feel this energy, Mary? Yeah, it's definitely you can definitely feel this energy. Definitely. And if you're somewhere where there's clear skies, you may be able to really see the solar flare energy as well this evening. And if you can see the moon, you're very lucky. We are where I am. I can't see the moon behind the trees. I'll go out later and look, but I'll see it kind of through the trees. But my house is in the valley, and so the way the moon is, I can't see the actual full moon. I can see the light of it. And I just finished saying to my friend Tracy, I said, I can't have it all. When I lived in Lacombe, I couldn't see the sunrise and the sunset. And now I see the sunrise and the sunset, but now I don't see the moon. And I'm sure I will once it moves again. And so, can you see the moon? Can you see that full moon? And I did share a new blog today on Facebook. It is on Substack as well, and I incorporated it into the energy update. So it's a bit long, but it is on Facebook. And it's on Substack, and so I put both of it there, and I put a reading for this full moon energy, a video reading that's on both YouTube and on Facebook. There is also the weekly energy update is on YouTube, and the August monthly is also on YouTube. Hello, Jennifer from Newfoundland. Nice to see you here. And hello, Dealey. I'll see how I'm doing. Like I said, I was really late coming in. So because I was really late coming in, but I I might not. I won't do any mediumship for sure, but I can pull a few cards. I can pull a few cards. Yeah, I have the energy. I was just accessing. I was just asking if I actually have the energy. Hello, Valerie. So we're just letting some people join in. Now, for those of you on either Facebook or YouTube, you will not see the comments of people commenting on the other platform. You'll only see the comments where you are. So there's comments that are coming up on Facebook and on YouTube, and I'm seeing both. But if you're on Facebook, you can't see the YouTube comments, and if you're on YouTube, you can't see the Facebook comments. The only ones you'd see is you'll see the ones that come up on my banner, like Candace's comment did come up on my banner. They kind of randomly select ones that pop up. So, all right. So let me just go into a few cards. While I got a little bit of energy. Anyone who knows me knows that late at night, I am not a late at night person anymore. I used to be. Oh my God, I could be up half the night doing readings and working, and I don't have that kind of energy anymore. I just don't. Okay. So let's see. Who was the first to ask me? I think the first to ask me was actually Edie. The first to ask was actually Edie. So let's go with Edie. Edie LeBlanc. Okay, let's see, Edie. Now I'm going with my cards. So this is the Everyday Goddess Oracle cards. This is my deck of Oracle cards, and you can purchase these right on my website. I just had a message from one of my lovely clients the other day, and she received her deck, and she's like, "Oh my God, this deck is something." And I said, "Yeah, it's like having me in your house. Every morning when you pull your card, it's just like having me sitting there because I'm the oracle of them." So, the unassuming Amira. So it's card number 13, and she's in the maiden energy. So, Edie, as soon as I pulled this card for you, the unassuming Amira, I got this sense of um, sometimes sometimes we assume everyone knows how we're feeling or what we're going through. So we make a lot of assumptions. We assume people should know how we're feeling. We assume people should get it, and people don't. And sometimes that may be, it feels like some of the frustration that, it's like, how come they just don't know? And how come they just don't get it? Our loved ones get it. The spirits, our loved ones on the other side, they get it. The people in our lives don't get it. They don't always know where you are. They don't know what you're experiencing. Even if you talk to people every day, it doesn't mean they understand what you're going through. I tell you, I just had a conversation about this. And I was having a conversation about this being like a whole new level of lonely, and how people can, you can talk, you can say, "Oh, it's kind of lonely some days," but this is a whole level of lonely, and people just don't understand. They don't get what you're talking about. They're like, "Oh, why are you lonely? You can go visit, or you can go do that." And I'm like, "That's not what I'm talking about." And so that's sometimes it's that assumption that people understand even your words, that when you're expressing something, people receive your messages differently. Like they receive what you're saying differently. And of course, we all have a different definition to language and to what words mean. And so there's a kind of like a miscommunication sometimes that is happening, that you're not recognized, that you recognize as either like, I've told them, they're not getting it, or they should just know. And so no, they shouldn't just know. So there's areas in your life of where it's just saying, if you're even talking to someone all the time, don't just assume people understand or know where you are or what you're experiencing, because people are not walking in your shoes, and people can have compassion, and it's so easy to be frustrated, but it's not really the people we're frustrated with. And so be very aware of not letting that kind of, not your not true self come out in areas of where it's like, how come they just don't get it? And it's because people haven't experienced what you've experienced. People haven't been through what you've been through. And or they're not getting the same, we're not receiving the same message. And so that assumption and that assuming is the part that is really coming up for you because it's like a wound. It's like a sore spot. It's just like it can be that frustrating energy. And so what the guides are telling you is really just open up open yourself up to really truly tell yourself every single day, I can't just assume people know, right? It's like, so because people don't know, I'm going to be more vulnerable. I'm going to really share what I'm feeling. I'm going to explain things in a different way. I'm going to express to people what I need to express in a way that doesn't make people feel like they're not doing enough or that they're not enough, but in a way that says, okay, this is where I am. This is where I am. And I know you may not get it the same way. You may not receive it the same way, but this is what I'm feeling and this is where I am. So, really paying attention to the areas of life where you are assuming and making those assumptions that people should just know. And people don't know unless you tell them, right? And so, there's areas of where you have to kind of take the deep breath and just explain a little bit more or have those deeper conversations and have a little bit of patience, but also a deeper understanding of the power of assumptions. And when we're just assuming, it's always kind of like assuming makes an ass out of ourselves and others, right? He's like, I just assume you knew, or I just assumed. And so instead of assuming, reach out. And that's what I'm getting for you. Isn't that a truth, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, just pay attention to that because it's almost a little more unconscious than it is conscious, right? It's more unconscious, but it's being consciously aware of it. And because you're consciously aware of it, then right? You get it. All right. Okay, Jojo, you are next. You're so welcome, Edie. I seen your comment, Jojo. You're next. You're next in line because I'm kind of going a little bit. I'm doing the first few in line, and then I'm going to start jumping through a little bit here. So Jojo, let's see. So I'm just going general, of course. So I'm switching cards. I'm going to the angel cards. This is a deck from way, way back for me, but I still love them, so I still pull these out. Okay. So, Jojo, the card that I pulled for you, I pulled two actually. I have the King of Air and I have the Four of Fire. And we have a lot of air and fire right now, like a lot. So this moon is in Aquarius, and we have a lot of the planet, like we have several fire planets, right? And we have the Leo energy. So we have several planets that are in Aries right now, and some of those are in retrograde. And then we are also in Leo season. So we have a lot of influence between the fire and the air. And what you're being told and what's coming up for you with this is In order for you to be at peace in specific areas in your life, is that you have to speak your truth. And so there is a sense um, of where, I don't know if it's that you don't feel like you can say what you need to say, or that you can express what you need to express to the people you need to express it to. So sometimes when we can't express to the people we need to express it to, it actually becomes attitude towards other people. So we think it's not affecting us, but it becomes like attitude. We take it out on the wrong people. And it's like it's then becomes like a projection, and we project the hurt or the sadness or the anger, the frustrations out on other people, because that becomes the outlet. And where, if it's not being directed where it needs to go to do the healing work, then it leaves us stuck in our head. We get trapped in our own entrapment stories, and it's saying like, now is the time to where you have to kind of place the, place the energy where it needs to go, or put the responsibility where it needs to go. So in other words, some of the things that you need to resolve, or that you're looking to resolve, is beyond you. And sometimes we have to say, okay, that's not mine. That's not mine to fix. That's not mine to heal. That's not mine. This is mine. And this is only mine. And only mine can I repair. Only mine can I heal. Only mine can I resolve. I cannot resolve another's. And so there just feels like somewhere where it's like you're ready, or you're wanting to kind of speak that truth, and where you need to kind of say what's really happening, or what's been suppressed. But where do we place it? Right? So it's like, where do we place it? And where we need to place it is, sometimes it's not that you got to go back to every single person in our lives, is finding an outlet where it's healthy, where it's safe, where it feels kind of sacred to us, and where it's not going to be going anywhere else, but not to project it onto those we love. Because when we project onto those we actually love, or those that we consider to be safe, is that we're just transferring pain. Right? We may be causing, and somebody else might be doing this to you. This could be happening vice versa. It doesn't mean you're doing it to someone else. It just means somehow, Jojo, this is in your life. This is around you somehow. And that contentment and peace can only be found, by kind of by leaving behind that which is no longer serving you. And so if you want to create that balance, or we want to be in a state of being in harmony between the mind and the heart, is that we have to make this peace. And making peace with the past doesn't mean we forget. And resolution only comes when we can finally resolve that which is kind of has a hold on us. And so there's something that either has a hold on you, or has a hold on somebody else, and it's influencing your life, or it's had an effect upon your life. And now is the time. This full moon is the perfect time, because this full moon shines a light. This full moon is in Aquarius. It is in the air energy. It is that which kind of, it's like the mind can become our greatest enemy. And people don't realize that, is that your mind, your thoughts have the ability to be your greatest enemy. It doesn't, your thoughts are not always leading you in the right direction. It's not always making the wisest choices. It's attaching to those emotions, being able to sort our emotions, and being able to learn the power of regulating the emotions and expanding our emotional intelligence and our emotional growth, is that which then helps us to be able to really add a new emotion to the story, to be able to look at how reactive and responsive we are. And so, where am I reacting? Where am I responding in ways that are not aligning to my highest good? And that's what's being asked. And so, if we want contentment, we want peace, then we have to kind of be prepared to kind of do this work. And so the Four of Fires is telling us that there's a happy ending to the story. There's a happy resolve. And if we want this happy resolve, is that we have to kind of move into the brilliance and out of the shadow, right? Move into the light and out of the shadow. And so this is also bringing in the power of kind of relationships as well, and who you are in relationship to the people in your lives, or those special relationships in your life that are important. And maybe there's some new relationships that are on the horizon trying to come into your life, but they're saying, let's clean and resolve and have all of this ready for when this happens. And so I do have a sense of there being kind of, I went to the bottom of the deck and I'm like, there's some like new connections that are either being made or have already been made. And so it's interesting. But this is about you now being able to fully move forward. I got the Two of Fire. So there is some passion, there is some desire here, because that relationship could also be the relationship with yourself. It could be a greater relationship with you, moving into a greater relationship with you, a place that just feels like you're really just coming to life and really finding that sense of peace and harmony and balance in your life. And I feel like your life is trying to move into this new alignment, like really, truly a more balanced life and a happy life. And that it's all just right here. It's all just right here for you. And there's just these little pieces that kind of are saying, let's make sure we clean and clear this energy up. And that's what I have for you, Jojo. And I hope in some way that that inspires you or helps you. Oh my God, it's hot here. Hello, everyone who's joining. Hello, hello, hello. Um, I was stopping in to say hello and just checking in. We are in the full moon energy. So because we're in this beautiful full moon energy, is powerful. I was coming in way earlier, so if I was in way earlier, I would have had more time to do more. But I'm just stopping in, and I'm just pulling a few cards here and there. Um, and I'm just gonna choose a few people. One thing about me is I see beyond, and I also have an incredible memory of people. Um, I remember people. So I remember people. I don't remember readings. I don't remember experiences. I don't remember your sessions. I don't remember those things. But but I remember people. You're so welcome, Jojo. Okay, Dealey. Dealey would love an angel card. So let's go with Dealey for an angel card. And I'm not doing mediumship, not tonight. I have to be in the right space and have a lot of energy to do mediumship. I am available for online. I do one-on-one sessions. You can book one-on-one sessions for mediumship. I'm pulling some cards. I'm doing some intuitive guidance. But as for mediumship, that's a whole nother ball game. But I have availability online. You can book your one-on-one sessions with me. I do over the phone or through Zoom. Most of my clients are with Zoom, but I also work with phone. And so, yeah, you can book the 30-minute, 60-minute sessions with me. And I don't know if I have September schedule all up, but August schedule is up. It is available online, and it is available. You can also purchase email readings. So you can purchase emailed video readings with me, and those are a massive success. Like those fly out the window. And I do those because it gives people the opportunity that if my one-on-one sessions don't fit into your budget, there's an opportunity to get an emailed reading with me for 3 different price ranges, so that it gives people an opportunity to, one way or the other, to be able to have some sort of session with me. It's just they're not one-on-one. Dealey. your angels have to say to you, the Two of Air. I love this card. Um, and I love it because it kind of calls us up and out a little bit, but I love it because it comes in with compassion. So the Two of Air often speaks about, being indecisive, not being able to make a decision, not being able to make a choice. Remember this. Making no choice is making a choice. Wherever it is that we have like this conflict in our mind and our heart, and we're trying to make or we need to make a decision, and we're just go into this stalemate, and we shut down, and we don't make any decision, or we put things off. We're making a decision. That's still a decision. It's a choice. And everything comes back to those choices. And what is those choices? And sometimes the things that for we leave, and we procrastinate, or we put off, it's not that it's gone away, because it never leaves our mind. We're always sitting with it. Whereas if we make a choice, the choice is now made, the decision is made, or the whatever it is, now we're not in the worry of it. So the energy is very different. And sometimes we're worried about making wrong choices or making wrong decisions. If we don't make any, we're making a wrong choice. If we make a choice or decision and it doesn't work, we can change our minds. And always remembering that we have the opportunity to change our minds. And sometimes the thing that stands in the way, Delia, is the fear of failing, or the fear of not getting it right, or the fear of being hurt. All of those things are all the fear stories that stands in the way. If we fall, we get up again. It becomes what motivates us. And it's like what motivates us to really truly move forward is always the things of knowing where we have been before. And so it can become motivational. It can become motivational in a positive way, or it can be motivated by fear. And when it's fear motivating us, then we're always in the wishy-washy energy. And we can't be in the wishy-washy energy. What do you want? What do you want? And I ask people that when people come in for sessions and they want to tell me all these big long stories and all the people that hurt them in the past and all the things that went wrong before, and but people have already told that's already been discussed a million times over. I've already told everyone. What do you need? What do you want? What are you searching for? What is it you need most right now? What do you need in the support? How can I support you? Those matter of fact, to the point statements that you make. So sometimes it's about making a statement to yourself that is your choice. And that statement is a period, right? It's that period. It's like, I want this. And if I want this, then I have to do this. If I want a new job, then I have to do this. I have to apply, I have to look. If I want to have a healthier body, then I have no choice but do this. I have to do the things that brings a healthier body. If I'm going to sit there and go, "Oh, well, I would love to be able to do that, but that's such hard work." That's not a truth. Right? Is yeah, it might feel like harder work, but it's much harder to keep doing the thing that keeps you farthest away from living your best life. Right? And so it's like, no, it's just you don't want to do the work sometimes, right? And sometimes we have to do the work. So this is kind of calling you up and out a little bit. And so, and just saying, we have to really look at what my real issue is and what my real problem really is. And sometimes I'm my own problem, sometimes I'm in my own way. And it comes down to the not making a choice, or choosing, or being afraid to make a choice, not uncertain. There is no certainty in the choices. It's simply a choice. And when we make those choices, it's like the wheel begins to move again. It moves out the things that keep holding us back. And so here you are in whatever choices, right? And whatever decisions it is. And just being made aware of the magic of making a choice, and making one that comes from the place that is being motivated by faith and inspiration and not by fear. That's what they have for you. And I hope that helps you in some way, Dealing. Okay. Hello, 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 everyone. You know me, this is one of my pop-ups popping in. And I have a lot of stuff. There's a lot of posts on Facebook in the last couple days, but I have a big ass long post today. It's a blog. It's also on Substack. Um, but I blended my blog and my energy update together. And so it's one you may want to look at. It is about mirror work, and it's about doing the mirror work. And I've given a suggestion in there. If you don't want to read the whole thing, scroll down till you see the mirror work. But there's mirror work, and this mirror work is very good for this full moon. Um, Christy Harrington. She was next. All my comments are gone. I just know I had Christy in my mind. I'm trying to get them to come back up. Christy. Resonates? Good, Dealy, and you're welcome. Christy, you got the Justice card. And this Justice card is fair and just decisions. And so what I get here is doing what is right. And so this card is about kind of doing what is right for the right reasons. It's about standing up for self. It's about standing up in your truth. And I want to say that for you, this card it's a major arcana. And some of the times we think standing up for ourselves or standing up is like, got to get up and scream or yell or get and kind of like force people to see things our way. No, standing up for ourselves is often walking into our best life. It's being silent. It's not responding. It's not reacting. It's not giving anyone else your energy, your light, or your time of day. And not everyone deserves access to you or to the best parts of you. And so sometimes the best justice is finding happiness. And this is saying that you are in this period of time in your life of where, justice has been kind of served. You finding happiness, and I know you're being smiled at here. I got this smirk from like ear to ear, smiling at me, and you're just being told that the best justice is the justice that is really living your best life, and you living your best life is the best thing that you can do. But you're also being told it's time to cut the cords and cut the strings to any old hurts, any of the old kind of resentments or pains that you've held onto that are kind of caused by somebody else's actions or somebody else's words, that you may be moved on, but now it's time to move out all of that energy and to clean and clear all of that energy out. You don't need that anymore. You don't need that to kind of to propel you. You don't need that to push you. You don't need any of that. It's time to really cut the cords so that there's this clean, clear slate for you to really fill up on the life that you're creating and living in now. And kind of the love that you have now in life. And it's like, just make space And I just got this: make space because there's even more good things coming. Make space because there's something better coming. There's something even like new, bigger, better. I don't know. There's something coming in. So I don't know what you guys are about to do or what you're doing in your family or in your lives, but I feel like there's some changes, or you're either purchasing or buying something new. But it just feels like um, it's like the more that you clear out that energy, the more that you're moving into. So all the delays are kind of over. Everything that you've been waiting to kind of have unfold is there's something is coming in. I'm like, I feel this excitement for you. I got the 8 of fire. We're so close, is what I keep getting. 8 of fire. So it's like there's something that's already on its way. It's not all the way here, but it's in motion. It's in motion. Something is unfolding. So something is new. Something is there to be excited about. And so there's no space for all the other things. And so now you're ready. Everything I knew in my head, but I needed to hear from someone else. Perfect. Okay. So it's all unfolding. And it's just like there's you want all of this space for all of the beautiful good things that are in your life or that are coming. Yeah. There we go. That's what I have for you. That's what I got for you. Thank you. Okay. Tammy Hill. Tammy Hill. If you're still here, I'm going to. You're welcome, Christy. Tammy Hill. I'm not seeing Tammy. I don't know if she left. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, Tammy. I'm going back to the Everyday Goddesses for you. And let's see what they have for you. And like I said to everyone, I am available for my for one-on-one sessions. My appointment book is open for August. My schedule is up for August. Oh, where I was just gonna put your card back in. Gonna put it back in. It's like almost like I don't want that card. So Tammy, Tammy, what are you holding on to and not letting go of? I keep getting, so I pulled Peaceful Perspective Paisley. And it's like there's something you keep holding onto and not letting go of. And because the inability or the not wanting to let go of, it's robbing you of your peace. And there's something that is just saying, um, there's something that's just saying, it's like there is there's peace to be made, and that your peace you're allowing yourself to be robbed of your peace. So you may be putting on the face, pretending I'm all good, pretending I got it all well, but there's something kind of like a pebble in there's like a pebble here. It is like the irritation, and so it's something you're hung up on. And I just feel like you're holding on, or you're hung up on something. There's some things in life that there's never going to be the answers we want, or the resolve we want, or for things to be the way that we want them to be. It can't be, because everything has changed. And when everything has changed in our lives, there is no going back. We don't get to go back. There's no returning to what was. And so we live in the pain. Too often we live in the pain of what we can't have, and we miss the opportunity to really see what we still have, or that there's still beautiful beautiful opportunities and a beautiful life to live, or beautiful people in our lives. And that sometimes you may find yourself complaining. You may find yourself only being like living only in the past, and you're neglecting the now. Like the now is where all the power is. What do I have now? Who do I have now? Who's with me? Who's with me in my todays? Who's the spirit, the people that are living in my life that I have here right now? I can't be at peace if I'm only ever existing in the past. And if we only exist in the past, all of your tomorrows will hold the exact same energy, the exact same outcome, and nothing ever gets kind of resolved. Nothing ever moves kind of forward. And so I am really picking up the sense of really loving yourself into the now, and not being so. I have the illusionist, and so this is like the hangman, and it is profound. This is the paradox. Um, and so I want change, or I want to be happy, but yet I'm going to continue to be angry, or I'm going to continue to be mad, or I'm going to continue to be this or that. The one thing about, all spirit, all of our loved ones, when they're returning home, when they go back, they are free. They're free. They're not, it's not whether or not they're at peace or they're happy. Peace just is. Peace just is. There is a level of contentment because they're living directly as the soul. For us, we're living in our minds more than we're living in a relationship to the soul. And as you begin to really live and connect deeper into all dynamics of who you are, is that you start to recognize the connections are still there, and the connections can still be made. And living in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas is never going to change what could have been. What changes is who I am in my nows, and how I can live as a powerful force and in the light of my nows. And every change that we make to live in on the other side of our pain, on the other side of our hurts, and really truly embodying that, the more that the tomorrows change, the more that the future becomes a different possibility, right? Will we experience hurts again and pains again? Of freaking course we will. We'll always will, because we are existing in the world. This is the price of being alive, the price of being a human, right? And so the price of being a human is the fact that we'll have to experience it. The gift of being a human is that we're here to be able to be alive and to live and to experience life. And so by holding on, we're not experiencing. So peaceful perspective is inviting you to to recognize the areas of where you are holding on, and not freeing yourself from the past. It's by recognizing it's unchangeable, right? We can't change it, but we can learn to live for our loved ones. We can learn to live. We're here to show our loved ones a life that is filled with experiences. So we take our loved ones with us. But what is it we're holding on to? What is it you keep holding on to? And it's time to finally let go. It is the moon is inviting you to let go. Go look at the mirror work one that I posted today, and I suggest you do that mirror work that is in my Facebook post today. And it's also on Substack. So thank you. Dan, no. Uh, okay. Candace. Candace. Let's see, Candace. And I'm going with my deck of the Everyday Goddesses for you. Like I said, they are available on my They're available on my website, and as are my daily devotion cards, the More Than Existing. Want to know a secret to a life of more than existing? These are all quotes for a daily pull. Um, and then on my books, I have for anyone who's new, I have 3 published books that are out. I share my healing journey. I tell you, I don't do the how-to. I share my experience. Tell you, you're not alone. And sometimes it feels pretty crazy, um, but it's um, but it's a shared journey, and so I love to share the experiences, and so I share my stories is what I share. And so I have 3 books that are out. We have More Than Existing, um, My Truth of Existing Beyond the Reflection, and Wine and Chips, and they all kind of intertwine together. And now we are working on my newest book. I have another 4 or 5 that are there, but they're not coming anytime soon. But yeah, we're working on the next book as well. Okay. Candace. The fragments of you. Hollow. So Candace, this is telling me that you are going through some sort of major transformation, and that life is transforming you, right? So life itself has the ability to transform us. Life, experiencing life, has the opportunity to change us. Life in general just changes us. Just watching the world changes us. Just experiencing the world changes us. So there is some sort of change that is happening within you, through you, and for you, as your life as it is evolving, as you're evolving, as you're growing. And so it's not about kind of putting all the pieces back together and being like who you once were. You're not here to be who you once were or try to fit everything back together. It's recognizing that I don't need all of that anymore. I don't need to keep doing all of that. I don't have to keep trying to be enough for everyone. I don't have to keep trying to please everyone. I don't have to keep doing, right? It's like sometimes I just, not sometimes, almost all the time, I can tell you there's just a period of time where we just drop it and we leave it behind. It is like taking things to the thrift store, and we could sit on stuff that we want us that we're thinking, oh, maybe I'll use that someday, or maybe I can make money, so I'll sell that. But then it just sits there, and we don't sell it, and we just sit with it and sit with it and sit with it and sit with it, and we don't let it go. Whereas if there's a place to take it, drop it off, and get it out, it's done. It's gone. Well, it's the same thing with energy. It's the same thing with our stories. It's the same thing with life. If we hold on to it for the someday, or the fact that maybe it's going to bring value to my life somehow someday, it's just depreciating. It's never bringing value back to your life. So sometimes we hold on to people and things in our lives that we're saying, you know what, maybe someday, but someday it's never going to come. And someday will, or no, someday will come. Someday will come, but you will not be the person that you were. Your interests will change, your light changes, your wants, your needs, your desires changes. And then you look at it and go, why did I ever keep that? Why did I hold on to that for so long? So it's the same thing with our stories. It's the same thing with our emotions. It's the same thing with our connections. And sometimes we've got to let things go. And so what is most precious? The golden aspects of ourself, that which is innate, that which brings us to a quality life, that which is our innate characteristic traits. Those are the things that can't be taken away. Our light can't be taken. Our little spark of gold can't be taken. There is something that is there, that is the parts of you that is most precious. But when it gets shamed out of being seen, or when it gets pushed further back, so every time we push the gifted part, or the qualities about yourself that you love, that other people say, you know what, you can't be like that. You need to be tougher. You need to be stronger, or you can't be weird, or you don't let people see you like that. Don't be soft. Don't be vulnerable. Then those parts of yourself end up being the things that are hidden away. They're stuffed away, and they're saved for someday. And then they only come out in bits and pieces. But when do you let all of you shine? When do you let all of that truth out? And when do we drop When do we drop the act of having to be what everyone else wants us to be? And so this is a beautiful transformation that is unfolding, that there's something within you that is saying, I'm kind of dropping the act or dropping the roles that I play that are no longer serving me. Being what other people want me to be, or what I should be, what other people tell me, oh, but you're so good at that. But do I love it? Is that really who I am? And you're just kind of integrating that shadow aspect of self, but bringing forth the pieces and parts of you that are you, that are true to you. And so and not every space in our life have to be filled. When we make space, we don't need to fill it all back up again. And too often people keep trying to stuff more back in instead of letting ourselves be free, letting ourselves be available. It's like when we stop doing something in our lives, then we start to look for something new to do. Oh, I gotta have something else to do. Why? And it's probably because the mind tells you that you can't, that you have to be active, that you have to be busy, because you have to be productive, right? And because I have to be productive, I got to keep finding, or I got to get more knowledge, I got to gain. But how does wisdom get in if you're so busy stuffing in knowledge? If you're so busy stuffing in somebody else's written opinions and views, right? And so where is there space? And so you're being told that you have to make that space. And so those fragmented pieces of you hollow is the beautiful divine spark and light that simply is. It is your innate characteristic traits, your innate heart, like you're just your authenticity. And also then being free, not to feel like you have to be so available or so always being productive, always being busy, always having a purpose. No, maybe you've already lived through so many of those purposes. Maybe now it's to just let yourself embrace you, and to get to know you, get to know these parts of you that you actually don't know yet. There's something happening. There's a beautiful transformation happening, and it's going to be so interesting to see this. I want to hear back from you in a few months and just tell me what's been happening, what's been changing. And so yeah, keep coming back. Tell us what's been going on. Ah, okay. I'm coming on the other side of breast cancer, a breakup, and a few others. So, ah, I'm seeing the other side. Yes. So, oh my God, Candace. Oh, my heart is with you. So don't try to fill your life back up. Leave those spaces. Leave space. Yeah, I've been having this conversation all week. And it's the conversation that goes like this. Is if we're so busy in our plans and our calendars and our to-do lists and our schedules, and having to fill up and have everything so full, we have no space for God's plan. And sometimes whatever God means to you, don't get lost in the word in any way, but whatever that means for you. And it's like we have to make space for a greater plan. And everything that we experience and everything we go through becomes transmuted if we allow it to be transmuted to wisdom, to seeing and observing on the other side of things. Is there's a greater plan, right? And that if we have space, if our hands are free, if our heart is open, there's space for God's plan, and there's a greater plan. And so, Candace, there's a greater plan for you, and there's a bigger plan for you. Um, and so, yeah, I can't wait to hear about what's going to be on the other side of this for you. It's going to be beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for filling me in. I could feel like like your whole life is changing. That's what it felt like everything. And you're never right. We never go back to who we were, but it's a it's an evolution. It's an evolved self that is coming in. So thank you. Thank you. Dan, there's a big transformation happening. Okay, one last reading, and it's going to be Jennifer. Jennifer Ray. You are so welcome, Candace. Thank you. Jennifer Ray. Actually, Dan. So I'm answering Dan along the way. Actually, Dan, it kind of feels like a bit of both. It kind of feels like a bit of both. And I don't know what that actually means, but there's a bit of both happening. And all I keep hearing is um, don't be afraid to change, Dan. Don't be afraid of the change. Jennifer. We have Thekla, the unseen wound. Now she's in reverse. She's in reverse. So what she's telling us is that you have, and this full moon is so beautiful for this card, that you have resolved and you have healed and resolved some of the old wounds in your life. You may have the scars, you'll have the memories, but you're not in that energy anymore. So you don't have to keep looking, you don't have to keep kind of putting yourself back in that because other people around you are only just beginning healing journey in some ways. Is that sometimes we want to be relatable, we don't want to be left out, so we kind of put ourselves back into a situation or a story that you're not in anymore. You're not there no more. And so it's like you're not in this energy. And is there other things to heal or resolve? Of course there is. But you have come through and made peace with some of these really deep healing areas of your life. The wounds are not open, the wounds are healed, and you have the scars. And when we have the scars, what that means is that we have neutralized our stories. And the only way we're reacting to, the only way we're kind of opening up again is when we feel for somebody else, and so that you don't want someone else to feel alone or feel left out, or that you're not where they are, is that you kind of attach their emotions into your emotions, and you're like, oh, I know how you feel, and you kind of get caught in that telling the story from the brokenness again, but you're not in the brokenness. That's not where you are. So don't do that. Don't do that no more. You're not there. And just say, you know what? I know, I was once there. I want you to really use that language. I was once there. I have great compassion for where you are. Not, oh, let me tell you what to do, but I have great compassion for where you are. And I was once there. I know what that feels like. And so I have that. I don't know your story, but I know my story. And I know that on the other side of my story, I can make those changes. I can do those things. And I can tell you that there is something more beautiful. So you get to be the inspiration or to inspire someone else instead of you kind of trying to fit in. Stop trying to belong. Stop trying to belong by having like similarities and shared pain and shared hurt. You're not there no more. That's not where you are. You're moved beyond some of those. Do we have other ones? Yes, but you're not there. And so it's that sense of not wanting to be left out, or not wanting to leave friend groups or conversations, but sometimes we've outgrown conversations. And we've outgrown sitting in a circle and talking about the same old stuff over and over, and talking about exes and pain. And it's like, what else we got to talk about? What else is there to talk about? There got to be something else, right? And so tell me something good about your life. Tell me something that's happening, and have great compassion, right? You can have compassion for people, but not step back into this energy. So you have a habit. Jennifer, you have a habit of your little empath wants to really truly make people feel like they're not alone to the point of where you kind of step back in and you absorb their pain and hurt, and you're starting to, and it feels like I'm feeling my past again, or I'm feeling my hurt again, but it's not. It's theirs. And so don't absorb it. It is not mine. It's not mine to carry. And you don't have to pick up somebody else's pain and carry somebody else's hurt. It's like, no, I don't need to do that. I don't need to take that on, and I don't need to take that in. It's like I have to look at the life that I have created, the work I have done, and I have to keep reminding myself of this. So you have to keep reminding yourself that I'm over here and I'm not back there. I've come through this. And that way you're also not reacting to fear. And you're also not being caught up in, oh my God, what if something goes wrong? Or what if I end up there again? It's like, no, I'm not there. And if a new experience appears, then it's a new experience. It is not the same old experience. It's something new, right? And because I have wisdom of the past, I will apply the wisdom and the tools that I learned, but I'm not there. This is something new. And so this is kind of really stepping up your game. See, life is like, it's like people say, well, life is like a circle. Well, it is to a certain degree. But when we come around, we don't, it levels up a little bit. It goes like a coil. It's like a slinky, right? So it's like we can keep spinning in the same and not see that there's a staircase that takes us up, or we can level it up. And so this is where you've been like leveling it up. And so you've outgrown it. So, and it's okay to outgrow people in your lives, friends in your life. You can move people from being the best of friends to associates. Like, you don't have to keep going back into the same. It's okay that your world evolves. When you're healing, you're growing, you're evolving, so is the world that you exist in. Your environment changes. You can't keep going back into the same environment that makes you ill and sick. You can't keep going back into the same environment that brings on addictive patterns and behaviors. Is you've got to have a new environment. And that new environment is also the environment within. It's inside, right? And so this is the whole new environment. Going through a separation. Well, that makes sense. Right? It's so hard. No, stop saying that. It's not so hard. It's just easy to return to the habits. That's comfort. That's easy, right? It's easy to just it's harder to go back to what is comfortable and convince ourselves that it's easy, because if it was actually easy, it wouldn't be causing us such strife and such like inside, right? And so this is actually easier. It just don't appear easier. And it's just a matter of getting accustomed and used to saying yes to you and no to a lot of other shit. And that's what we got for you. So you're on the upward, right? You're spiraling up, you're not spiraling down, right? That's the way you're going. So thank you. And Dan, you're welcome. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. I've worked my ass off to get somewhere in my YouTube channel. And so for anyone who's on my YouTube or who accesses YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have I have more videos than I actually have followers, and I'm very honest about that. My my YouTube, I and my Facebook, I got sent back in the algorithm, and a lot of it I believe came from like the title of my work, which is More Than Existing, because More Than Existing all came out when we weren't allowed to exist, when we were told we couldn't be ever live our lives. And it's kind of been, it kind of all became a follow through for me. And so I've worked my butt off. And so yeah, but I'm persistent. I keep showing up, but I don't I show up for the people who are here, and I keep delivering for those who do follow, who do watch, who do listen. And I just, well, I'm open and welcome to more people coming in, but I always think about the people who are already here, because it's the people who are dedicated, loyal, and committed are the ones that matter the most. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for following my page. Thank you for booking appointments and sessions with me. Thank you for buying emailed readings or purchasing my books, my cards. Thank you for coming to my events when I travel. And God forbid, I hope I get out soon, but I am in Camrose. So I have a big, big event happening in Camrose, Alberta. It's a it's a women's event, and it's called wine. It's called Wellness, Wine, and Woo Woo, and it's happening on October the 25th. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. You can go to my website or on the event page here on Facebook, and you'll get the direct link. And I'll have myself and two of my amazing friends who are going to be speaking. And then several of my other friends are going to be vendors there with us. And we will have some conversations happening. And then the last hour and a bit, we will be answering questions. And we're going to have people putting questions in a box, and we're going to pull out the questions. So it could be anything from mediumship to intuitive guidance, to human design, whatever it is, whatever comes up. So that's going to be happening in Camrose, Alberta. Now, I do hope to get back out into my mediumship work, but these animals and having someone to be here with my animals, for me to do all of that, for some reason, I've been held back. It's God's plan, right? Whatever the plan is, I will be wherever I am meant to be, but I promise I will be back out. Thank you, Chantel, for subscribing to my YouTube. I so appreciate it. Um, and thank you for catching my live. Thank you to everyone. Have a beautiful night and happy full moon. Go look at the moon if you can see it. You may see some of the solar flare energy that's happening as well out there tonight. And yes, this is some crazy energy. There's a lot of crazy energy. It's going to be crazy for a little bit longer. Remember, it's simply energy. You apply your emotion and bring it to life. It comes to life. But other than that, it's just energy. Don't take energy so personally. It's just flowing through us. Much love. Bye-bye.